How to remove feedback from your eBay account. This is presented by Extreme Feedback Makeover. For more information on my guaranteed insider techniques for getting your feedback score back to 100%, click the link below this video or visit feedbackmakeover.com. My name is Brian Kurtz, and you may wonder how at 7 months old I know anything about getting feedback removed from my eBay account. After all, I'm probably not even allowed to even have an eBay account until I'm 18, right? Well, that's my son. Here's me, Brian. All kidding aside, in this free video we'll be outlining the basic methods available for removing feedback from your account. We'll go over the pros and cons of each method, and you can then determine which method best matches your unique situation and choose your course of action accordingly. If you have received negative or neutral feedback without just cause, you're probably pretty upset. I know I was the very first time that I got a negative feedback. I remember it was like 2 days after Christmas. I woke up, and at that point in time I logged onto my computer and there was a negative feedback pretty much from a newer eBayer who didn't even read the listing, didn't know what he was buying, and then left me a negative. He literally said, "I didn't know what I was buying, it's not quite what I expected, and here's your negative feedback." You want the feedback removed, and you want it removed fast. This is even more important than you may know. Let me show you why. I've run a quick eBay search for the term Surge Protector here, and you can see it says sort by best match. Now, as of March 3rd, best match became the default sort method for all searches on eBay. And among the seller community, there's pretty much this feeling that best match means best match for eBay, because take a look at this. We have surge protectors, some are ending in 2 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, but then look at this. 1 hour, 25 minutes. How come that one's not higher up? 4 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours, 9 hours, 7 hours. It starts jumping all over the place. 10 minutes. And what ends up happening is there's a new search algorithm that takes into consideration a whole bunch of factors, not just time ending soonest, which is what used to be the default search. What this means for you is that feedback plays a huge role in whether or not your search shows up at the top of the search results. And as you know, if your item never shows up on page 1, basically it ends on page 2, who's ever going to know that your item's there? This is a huge, huge, huge factor if you are ever going to be selling anything on eBay. You do not want your negative feedback to hold your search results down in Best Match now, causing your auctions to end at a lower value. Now that you understand the increased importance that your feedback profile has on your eBay success, here are the ways you can have it removed. Method number 1, you can have feedback withdrawn. This works if the other party is reachable. If you can't reach them by email or phone, this is probably not going to be a method that works for you. It works if the other party is reasonable, so if there's a psychopath on the other end that is totally out of control and doesn't want to talk to you or work with you, this is probably not going to be the best way. It also works if you know how to properly approach the other party. So if you do it right, this works very, very well. The pros are it's very fast. You don't have to wait for eBay staff in any way, shape, or form. It usually takes them 2 to 3 days to do anything. High success rate if you know what you are doing. I teach my people in my video series exactly what they need to do to make this method work for them almost 100% of the time. The cons on this one are it doesn't work if the other party has disappeared, so if somebody just doesn't use eBay after they left you feedback anymore, they're not getting any messages, it doesn't really work very well. It doesn't work if there's a crazy person on the other end of the transaction. We already talked about that. And it doesn't work in the cases of feedback abuse. So if somebody opened up an account, bought something from you, didn't pay with the express purpose of just leaving you negative feedback, obviously since they're being malicious, they're not going to work with you in any way, shape, or form. Method number 2 is you can have feedback removed completely. eBay will only actively remove feedback if it violates a policy. I'm talking actively about eBay staff going in and removing the feedback from your profile themselves. However, feedback can be removed when an automatic circumstance is triggered. There are a few of these that you can take advantage of, and I show in my course exactly the best one to use to get this working quickly for you. The pros of this method are it works when the other party has disappeared. In fact, it's one of the few methods that does. If they're just not there, this one still works for you. There's no need to get permission from the other party, because if eBay staff is removing the feedback from your profile, they don't really care about the other person giving permission. Negatives on this one are getting eBay to actively remove feedback is like pulling teeth. They really don't like to do that, and they just don't want to spend time doing it, and they feel that there's legal liabilities there. And when they do choose to do it, it's a slower process. It takes 3 to 14 days, and it requires time on your part in follow-up and pursuit. Now, method number 3 is that you can have feedback mediated. A professional mediator can contact the other party and negotiate for you. The pros of this method are there's little to no time on your part. This is great for busy people. You don't have to deal with someone who is possibly rude or offensive. It has a very, very, very high success rate. Some of the negatives on method number 3, though, is that it does have an additional cost. It's pretty low, cheap if you ask me, but it's not free. You do lose control of the process slightly since you're handing the reins over to somebody else to take control of it for you. And it doesn't work if the other party is unreachable. Obviously, if you can't reach them by phone or email, nobody else can reach them by phone or email either. Method number 4 is that you can have feedback eliminated. Now, this one is totally amazing. I just discovered this, and that's actually why I even bothered to create this course. Because of a new policy loophole, feedback can be completely eliminated from your account. Obviously, the pros to this approach are there's not much time invested on your part. It doesn't matter what the other party thinks, says, or does. Success is guaranteed. Feedback percentage score will return to 100% every time. The negatives on this one are only it takes a little bit more time. It's not the best option for those that have feedback scores of 1,000 or more. Best option for those with feedback scores of 1,000 or more. All of these methods can be pursued by hunting through eBay help screens, or you can check out my step-by-step video tutorial guide, Extreme Feedback Makeover. In my guide, you get insider tactics, the specific things that you need to do when using any of the 4 methods to successfully get negative or neutral feedback removed from your profile. You also get video instruction. This is important because it saves you hours of hunting through forums and help screens to find the answers that you need. This is not an ebook. You learn in video, so you learn very, very fast. There's detailed step-by-step answers. I show you why these methods work, not just how to do them. I guarantee that if you use the methods outlined in my video tutorial series, you will get results. I can make such a strong commitment to you because method number 4 works every time that it's used. You also get as a free bonus Feedback Analyzer Pro. This is one of my favorite pieces of software for trading on eBay. Once you install it, it pretty much looks like this little screen. You see here, you just enter the eBay ID of anyone in the entire eBay community. It can be yourself or anybody else. I'm using my wife's in this example, and it pulls up all of the feedback comments left for them, and you can sort all these out. You can sort it by positive or just look at the neutral or negative feedbacks. Also, it has its awesome handy little application that will extract your own feedback comments from your profile and create one of these awesome feedback testimonial ads that you can fuse into your own eBay listings to boost customer confidence in your products and your ability to deliver. For more information, visit feedbackmakeover.com or just click the link below this video. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this instructional video, and I wish you all the best in getting your feedback score back up to 100% where it belongs.